We always start off with the 4 rules against
Fundamentals of shooting a revolver are identical to the fundamentals of shooting a semi-automatic.
This is a fun drill that I like to do. It's a great rifle for home defense, for personal protection. Have a great time. So everybody, let's go and do some shooting, shall we? Hi ASP, this is John with another episode of Active Self-Protection, coming and talking to you about what I see all the time in shooting positions. What I see people doing all the time, and I see it especially among women shooters, is they get that gun in their hands and they lean back and they take shots with that gun. And I'm going to talk to you about the physics involved just a little bit in shooting positions and why we teach the way we do and how to effectively engage with a firearm when you've got it. Let me grab a pen. Just want to show you here at the beginning. We call this, this is that typical kind of, first-time lady stance. They're sitting back this way. And why do women do that? Well, they do it for a very particular reason because, again, their center of gravity is right here. Okay, it's somewhere right here with your belly button. And so they lean back because they've got a hold of this tool here that's heavy in one way or another, and then they lean some weight over this way in order to balance that. So now I've got balance. It's a little easier. It's easier on my shoulders. However, you got to think about when you fire a gun, what happens. Then I've got a little bullet coming out here, and that puts an impulse recoil this way, which comes through this lever and pushes this way. Well, then where does it go? It pushes back through here, and then it gets to the shoulders, and then it has to be dissipated in the shoulders. Well, the only place that it has to go is down through here, which means that I'm getting a great recoil impulse away from my feet, and it pushes me back in a big way. If I have a little stronger deltoid muscles, I see people stand straight up. So they're going to stand here, and they're going to push that gun out right in front of them, and they're standing up nice and tall, and boom, they shoot the gun. So again, I get a recoil impulse that pushes this way through here. Now, where is it going to get dissipated? Well, it gets dissipated in the feet. It gets dissipated down here. It's where we originally are going to push it into the ground. And so, again, if my center of gravity is here, do you see what I've done? What I have done here now is I've created a lever, and so it pushes this way. So when I'm up here, boom, and it gets me off of over my feet, and so I'm not able to control recoil as well. So the answer to that is to lean in. We see these two about leaning in. This here is not quite so far a lean in. This is a really aggressive lean in. A lean in that you're going to see here is, again, I got a pen here. This is my stand-in. Would be somebody who's feet apart and that they're pushing in and leaning with their shoulders and moving forward. Somebody with a very aggressive lean in is going to really get down over the gun and really kind of push their shoulders up. The reason that we teach this third one rather than the fourth one is for a balanced position. Yes, see, here's what happens. Now again, center of gravity here, gun pushes to here, so what I've created is an angle here that pushes this force down through my back foot. So down through my feet. Here I have an even greater angle, so I have less angle this way in order to dissipate forces. So it's a little better even. If I can get down here, the gun is going to recoil down into my shoulders a little bit more. However, with my center of gravity here, and it's in front of my feet, it's going to push me forward, and I'm not going to have any stability, or it's going to make me fall forward. Here, my center of gravity is still in front of, or in between, my ball of my foot and the heel of my foot. So I still have a balance. In other words, I'm not pushed forward. I can stand in this kind of position with my shoulders a little forward and over my toes, the gun driven out in front of me, and I can move backwards from there if I want to. Whereas if I'm way out here, it's very difficult for me to get some backwards momentum or sideways. So, all that to tell you, there's some physics reasons why this is a bad idea. This sway back, get the gun out in front of you, is easier when I'm pointing the gun, but it makes no sense when I'm shooting the gun. The standing straight up position, same thing. Because my center of gravity is going to get pushed over when I shoot the gun, this is not the best position to do that. The best one to do that is a slightly forward bent position, not radically bent forward, unless there's some other reason to do that and I'm moving forward, I might do that. But when I am standing still, a bent forward position where my shoulders are over my toes or over the balls of my feet, where my butt is stuck out just a little bit. So I suppose this isn't the best way to do that. Perhaps the best way to look at this is I'm going to stick my butt out a little bit and then put my feet in there. That looks a little weird if this is my, what you're going to see there again, if that's my tush. So then I put my center of gravity again right back here in the middle. So what I'm going to do with that is, again, I stick my butt out a little bit, I get my shoulders forward a little bit, and I move in. That allows me ability to move, so it allows me mobility, also allows me stability and good recoil control. So when you're teaching or when you're out there on the range, think about the position that you're in. Don't get back here and sway back. Don't stand straight up. Don't get so far over the gun that you fall over the table. But get that sucker butt stuck out a little bit, get the gun out in front of you, and you'll have the most success at managing recoil and being able to move at the same time. That's all for now. Hope you have a great day. So everybody, let's go and do some shooting, shall we?